you on all of your hard work. I want to congratulate you on all of your hard work and dedication thus far. And I want to encourage you to continue to do so. Okay? It is a little weird because I got to turn and talk to you guys. So if it looks like I'm about to fall off the stage, y'all stop me. Alright. So as you guys can see, hard work opens doors and creates opportunities that are both seen and foreseen. Okay? Mariana, of course, probably knew that her hard work and her dedication and her commitment to her craft and working hard every day was going to give her a high GPA, which could ultimately help her become the valedictorian. But before today, she had no clue who I was. And she had no clue that I was going to come with a reward for her. Right? So, the very first thing that I want you guys to remember is that your hard work will open doors for you that you can see and doors that you can't see. Okay? Alright, I have 4 quick points that I'm going to hit. And then I'm going to be out of your way. Alright? 4 quick points that I want to help you guys with to A, become successful in high school, and after you move on from high school. This is very critical. And I really want you guys' attention because you guys are getting to a place in life where your decisions are going to be placed under a microscope. Okay? You're going to high school now. You're becoming young adults. You're not children anymore. Your GPAs count for what college you want to go to. Things matter a lot more as you guys move forward. Okay? So the very first point that I want to touch on is accountability. Who can tell me what accountability means? Okay, it's kind of hard to hear you. When I opened my business in March of 2016, I became my own boss. But I can't remember a time where I've ever had a boss because I've always held myself to high standards. Right? I've never allowed someone else to hold me more accountable than I can hold myself. Right? And I encourage you all to do the exact same thing. Accountability. Accountability aligns with love. Accountability aligns with love. Your parents, your grandparents, your family members, your teachers, they all hold you accountable because they love you. Okay? If they don't hold you accountable, they don't love you. So what I want to encourage you guys to do, and young ladies as well, is to love yourself enough to hold yourself accountable. Okay? And the reason that I say that is because there will come a time, and it's going to come soon, where mama won't be waking you up for school or for work. You understand what I'm saying? Your daddy can't make you study. And when you get to college, right, if that's the path that you so choose, or if you go into your career, the instructors in college really don't care if you show up, to be honest. They don't care if you show up, you're an adult, they're getting their check and they're moving on. So the earlier that you start to hold yourself accountable, the better you'll be. Understand that this is not about you guys being good children. This is not about you guys being wicked. Like everybody's not investing in you guys for you guys to be good children. We're investing in you guys so that you guys will be good citizens. You guys will be positive role models in the community when you become adults. Okay? All right. Accountability. The second point is perseverance. Perseverance. Okay? Overcoming obstacles. All right? I have a YouTube video that's called The Testimony. And the testimony kind of outlines a lot of the things that I've gone through in my life, in my career, etc., to get to where I am now and to where I'm trying to get to, right? So I made mention in the video that when I opened my business, I got a check I got one check that was worth a full year's worth of work at my previous job. And I cried. So most people would say, well, why were you crying? What made you cry when you got the amount of money in one check that you got a whole year at your previous job? It's because of everything that I had been through to get to that point, right? I remember when I was little, my mother used to put my clothes in layaway, and I didn't understand at the time. I thought it was normal, and I didn't understand at the time that my mom was putting my clothes in layaway because she couldn't afford it, right? I remember staying up for 36 consecutive hours when I was an undergrad. I worked 3 jobs when I was in college. And maintained the GPA that young lady just mentioned. And one night I had a paper due, so I had to stay up for 36 hours consecutively. I was so tired that I started to throw up. So that's why I cried, right? I remember traveling from city to city, job to job, being told, no, Elvin, you're not good enough for this promotion. No, Elvin, you're not good enough for this opportunity. No, Elvin, this job is not good enough for you. In fact, I see one of my former co-workers in the crowd. I lost her, but I see her here. She probably remembers some of those times where I was passed over for promotions that, quite frankly, I deserved. Okay? I remember being broke. When I say broke, I mean broke like I don't know how I'm going to pay my rent broke. Nobody else knew it, right? So what I want to tell you guys is there is no testimony without the word test. Okay? And if you're not prepared to overcome obstacles, if you're not prepared to go through anything, you're not prepared to be successful. Okay? Alright. The next point. Sacrifice. Sacrifice. I'm almost finished. I got this point and one more. Sacrifice. When I was 7 years old, my father sold his prized possession, which at that time was his car. He sold his car and he drove to work to buy us our first home. Okay? That was my first lesson in sacrifice. Alright? Understanding that in order to get some things that you want, you have to be willing to give up some things that you have. Right? I'm pretty sure Miss Gooden here, I'm pretty sure at some point she had an option to do something else. She had an option to go to a party. She had an option to, do something that would have been more fun. But she sacrificed that to ensure that she, did her studying and did what she was supposed to do to maintain the high GPA that she has. Am I right? Am I right? Okay. All right. In my journey, I've sacrificed money. I've sacrificed sleep. I've sacrificed relationships. I even sacrificed job security at my previous job to open my own business. So, I want to encourage all of you to live like no one else will right now, so that later you can live like no one else can. Does that make sense? To the people who are paying attention to me, does that make sense? All right. The last point, I want y'all's full attention. I want y'all's full attention on this last point. I'm dead serious when I say this. All right? I want everybody's attention. If I don't get y'all's attention, I'm gonna call y'all out. I promise I will. I'm gonna call y'all out. All right? Separation. What does that mean? All right? You're going on a journey for success, and everybody cannot go with you. Everybody can't go on the journey with you, and that's okay. You have to be okay leaving some people behind. Okay? Greatness does not fit in. Greatness doesn't fit in with the crowd, right? Greatness stands out. There can only be one valedictorian. There can only be one person who's at the top of the class. There can only be one best athlete, right? There can only be one best, right? But if you're trying to fit in with the crowd, you're not a part of that elite company. Greatness doesn't fit in, it stands out. It's different. It's not ordinary. It's not doing what everybody else is doing. Okay? You guys are about to be challenged to a greater degree with a lot of things that you probably have already been challenged with. But in high school, everything takes a step up. Sex, drugs, gangs, alcohol, you name it. You're going to be challenged. And you've got to be okay walking alone. Because if you don't, you'll fall into a trap and you won't know how to get out. Okay? As you guys choose your circle going into high school, I want you guys to remember one quote. If you want to know how somebody will turn out, look at their circle. You leave it alone. I'm gonna play like that. Leave it alone, man. All right. If you want to see how somebody will turn out, look at their circle. Think about the people who are in your circle and think about the people who are surrounding you. If those people aren't inspiring you, if those people aren't helping you to do better, you need to find a new circle. Okay? in conclusion, I haven't, I'm not telling you guys anything that I wouldn't tell my 11-year-old daughter. You guys have an opportunity to be anything that you can be. Like anything you want to be, you can do it. Right? I just told you guys about some of the obstacles that I've had to overcome. Right? Everybody has a story. Everybody's had challenges. You guys are at a space now where you decide what you're going to do. All right? You're going to look up. You're going to look up. Like I heard on you guys, you got, I guess it's your mission. Is it called scroll? Is it a scroll? Scroll? Scroll, okay. In your scroll, you guys mentioned that you won't be on the negative side of statistics. Well, I want to encourage you all to keep that in mind. Keep in mind that you want to be on the positive side of statistics. You guys are going to go into high school with some kids that won't walk across the stage with you in 12th grade. Make sure that you're walking across that stage. Okay? Bless all of you. I wish you all the best as you go into high school. Good luck in your journey.
Thank you, Mr. Taylor. At this time, we will have the passing of the torch from 8th grade to 7th grade.
Yeah.
We're the class of 2019 light this candle as a symbol of the torch, the 8th grade class in the call upon the 7th grade class, the class of 2020, to come forward. As we begin our journey to high school, I will tell you more about the high ideals you will be behind at Geeter Academy. We the class of 2019 hope for your continued success, hope shine through the centuries, dispel darkness, and the honest efforts hope comes for a better life. This torch shines for hope. We, the class of 2019, want to continue to implant love and reverence, friendly affection, community fellowship, peace of mind, and goodwill among nations. The giving of love will fulfill the needs of others as it will give us a feeling of satisfaction. This torch shines for love. We, the class of 2019, want to stress the importance of serving your fellow classmates in the Geeter community. Throughout teamwork, we seek to better not ourselves as individuals, but as also others that will help make this community strive is our cooperation that sustains our ideals as one. This torch shines as cooperation. We, the class of 2019, want to continue the qualities of intelligence and ability as you work with dignity in the classrooms. You must strive to recognize your capabilities and develop yourself as fully as possible so that you can ensure in a better tomorrow. This torch shines for knowledge. We, the class of 2019, want to amplify leadership in the promise of continuing leadership in the years ahead. A leader is like a light held high that brightens the way not only for oneself but also for others. Let each one of you pledge that in our relationships you will demonstrate the qualities of leadership. The torch shines for leadership.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, class of 2019. At this time, we will have the 8th grade recognition by Mr. Hale.
Forgive me, I gotta wait on Coach Barry here. Parents, I appreciate you coming out this afternoon. If you notice that we've got just two small rows up here in the very front of our students, these are the students that represent our top 10. These are the students that throughout the entire year, they have reached for the stars and they have caught them. They have become the top 10 of everything that represents Geeter. These are the best of the best, and I'm hoping that the students behind them will aim just as high when they get to high school. Yeah, love y'all too. All right, so, without further ado, we're going to start from the top, it would seem like. Going up first will be our valedictorian. It will be Mariana Goodman. The student with the second highest GPA is not here. That would have been LeVar Anderson. LeVar seems to want to go on vacation this week, so he's disappeared on us. The student with the third highest GPA would be Tierra Jr. Moore. The fourth student with the highest GPA would be Harmony Jones. Alright, we had a three-way tie for the fifth highest GPA. We would start off with Jessica Bergantz. Next will be Zakayla Lewis. Hey, we managed to smile. Fantastic. All right, next up will be Justin Pollard. Next, we will have Danielle Grant. With the ninth highest GPA, we will have Javarius Green. And last, but certainly not least, we will have Sarah Hawkins. The joys and pitfalls of high heels. Parents, administrators, again, let's give it up for our Elite 10.
At this time, the time that we've been waiting for the class of 2019, we will now have our certificates by Ms. Freeman.
Good morning. Before I call the certificate, I wrote a letter to the 8th graders.
Read your letter then, like.
Dear 8th graders, to all that have chosen to be with us this morning, we have a great group of students seated here before us, one of which I am extremely proud. The next steps toward their goals, hopes, and dreams in this hard, cold, and matter how they got to this point, be it with ease or challenge, we need to encourage and support their efforts. They have only absorbed what as their adult influence have tendered upon their delicate lives. My sincere hope is that each of you will extract the good stuff and dispose of the bad by removing yourself from any and all things that will even attempt to keep you from being the shining star that is within all of you. This morning I stand here and consider it my duty to challenge you to continue to focus on academic excellence. If there are those of you who need to turn up on the academic front, only know the choice is yours. It is really that simple. You know why? It is that simple because I and so many other people in this auditorium believe in you and your ability to accomplish all of your dreams. You only have to make up in your mind that you want to be somebody someday. But first, you must choose life and the course that will lead you to a good one. It is my duty to challenge you to commit to having strong character. It is absolutely nothing wrong with being a nice person. Further, I want all of you to understand that being successful in life is not about your present situation or your circumstances in life. It is not about where you've been, but where you're going. But I want all of you to understand this as well, and that is that the only place you will find success before work, hard work that is in the dictionary. Ms. Freeman has no doubt that you are willing to work hard and strive for your best. But unless you believe in yourself, you will forever be chasing your dreams with not much of a chance of having them come true. Therefore, don't allow the haters to steal your shine and don't yield to their desire to hijack your dreams and work ethic. Don't worry about what they say about you for trying to be somebody someday. Besides, Oprah Winfrey says, what other people say about you ain't none of your business. What this means is that person has the problem and not you. And this kind of behavior can only get traction if and only if you respond to it. Let me encourage you to do as Michelle Obama suggests. When they go low, you go high. In other words, be the bigger person, for in the end, they always win. Finally, I challenge and encourage all of you to be your best self so that you can live your best life. I know each of you can do it. You have God's favor, and it, beyond any doubt, is God's will. Go now and claim your rightful place at the next level of your educational experience. I promise you the experience will be one of not only challenge, but fun as well. Ms. Freeman loves you and enjoy. Can you please hold your applause to the end?
What did you say? Applause.
Will you all stand? Derek Adams.
That ain't gonna happen.
LeVar Anderson. Marlon Atkins.
Can I get a picture?
DeMarlon Ayers.
You hear me? See, can you get a picture from over there? Ready?